Gillerin and Friends.
Some people talking about they want to be free, yeah, to get on down the road, get away from the troubles and cares, and spend some time alone. But soon you find that the problem you're running from, it never has left you. You've only gotten farther from the people you love and the people that love you too. Well, it's good to be back home. Well, it's good to be back home. Come on. Motel rooms and eating at Waffle House, it ain't the life for me. The food's not the same and the beds are colder when you're not here with me. Another night out here singing my songs, another night missing you. With you back home, it's a good thing knowing that you're missing me too. Well, it's good to be back home. Well, it's good to be back home. When you've been gone away a while, it's good to be back home. It's good to see the woman you love and your family too. Well, it's good to see the warm Tennessee sunshine shining down on you. Well, it's good to get on back doing those things you're so used to doing. Yeah, it's good to get on back doing those things you're so used to doing. Thank you very much. This next song, a friend of mine who happens to be here, David Lawver, a fellow songwriter, we were talking about the blues. And I said to David, David, if somebody won the lottery, could they continue to sing the blues? Good question. So we discussed it and figured we'd write a song about it. So it's called Hard to Play the Blues. 2, 3, 4. Well, my daddy used to tell me money don't grow on trees. Well, my daddy used to tell me money don't grow on trees. But money blues ain't no problem since I won the lottery. got no house payment, it's awfully hard to sing the blues. Said when you've got no car payment, it's awfully hard to lose. When you've got money in your pocket, it's awfully hard to play the blues. Come on, man. Got no money in my pocket, fat billfold, it's looking thin. I got no money in my pocket, fat billfold, looking mighty thin. But money ain't no problem, 'cause I'll just use the ATM. Well, I know you may be thinking my story can't be true. Well, I know you may be thinking, why can't this happen to you? Well, if it does, let me tell you, it's awfully hard to play the blues. Thank you.
That's Gary Gillerin and friends on the WDVX Blue Plate Special. Well, why don't we just go ahead and get this out of the way. Why don't you introduce your friends?
Absolutely. On my left, your right, Michael Waddle on the bass. Hey. And on my right, your left, Rusty Nordstrom on harmonica. And both are also fellow members of Knoxville Songwriters Association, which we're a part of, and they're very, very good songwriters as well, so you'll probably see them one of these days come through here or hear some of their songs.
All right, well, great. We get a lot of songwriters through here, and we get a lot of songwriters, you know, who are living in Nashville, trying to make it happen, trying to publish songs, sell songs, all that kind of stuff. And it sounded like, you know, a couple of years ago, you gave that a shot.
Well, actually, more than a couple. I moved to Nashville from Chicago in 1972, I guess it was, with aspirations of grandeur. And I heard a guy on the street buskering, and I said, man, who are you recording with, or who are you playing for? He said, hey, I just hang out on the corner here. So I immediately thought I need to get a real job to support my family. So I got an insurance agency. So I've been doing that for, gosh, to raise 5 kids, I had to make some money. So I figured I'd give up music for the time being and maybe pick it up later, Sean.
All right, well, very well. I was trying not to give away your age when I said a couple of years ago, but we could get back to that in just a minute, maybe. So you stopped trying to do that professionally, but you've kept writing songs.
I did.
Ever since then.
Yes, sir. I've doing a lot of church, you know, doing music and special music, and had a traveling job for years. And whenever I'd go on the road, some of these songs, like one I first opened up with, I wrote years ago when I was on the road doing work, not playing music, but doing work, being away from home. So yeah, it's always been in me, you know. Once you get music in you, it's hard to get out of you.
Hard to get out, yeah. So you have 3 CDs.
Yes, sir.
But you have a brand new one. Let's
Yeah,
talk about that one.
I've got them over on the merch table afterwards if anybody wants one. Or you can go to GaryGilleranMusic.com on my website and you can get them that way. But I came out with a CD recently called Jubilee. And I really like it because it's 50 years of music that I've written. And it was the first time I got studio musicians behind me, a whole band. So it's got everything on it from pedal steel to organ and all kinds of stuff on it. So yeah, I'm real happy with it. And all I had to do was sing on that one. So I just wrote the songs, and then the band came and did the music, and I just had to sing. So that was fun.
And so it's been recently that you've started really playing out a lot. So talk a little bit about how that happened.
Well, I turned 65 about 7 years ago. And that's when I really started deciding, you know what? Life is too short to just sit home and watch Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune and go to bed. So I decided to start playing music. So.
All right, well, great. Well, we're happy to have you here with us today. Let's get some more music right now.
I don't know, how many of you folks have people that were affected by California wildfires or the floods in Florida, or not Florida, the floods in Carolinas? Anybody? Yeah, there's some people. Yeah, and it's tragic, you know. And I have a son. Well, my brother in North Carolina was affected by the floods. He lives near Asheville, a little town called Weaverville. And I have a nephew that lives in California, and fortunately he wasn't where the wildfires were, but he was close enough to you know, experience the problems others had. And my son works for CARM. He's a stewardship manager. CARM is Knox Area Rescue Ministries. It's not too far from here. And, you know, I realized after those fires and stuff that, you know, you don't need to be a disabled veteran or an alcoholic to be out on the streets and be homeless, do you? It can happen to anybody. You know, just something come through and destroy your home. So that was the idea I had in my head when I wrote this song. It's a gospel message, and it talks about being homeless and also having money. And there's nothing wrong with having money unless you realize that God's blessed you to help others that don't have it. And that's what this song is about. It's called Open Up the Door. I never stood on the interstate and held a sign, "We'll work for food." I never slept in a cardboard box or been in a suicidal mood. I know I ain't no better than one who finds himself there. Sometimes I wonder who is better off, the one who begs or one who doesn't care. The poor man may be homeless, but the rich man, he's empty too. One sleeps on cardboard, one on cotton sheets, but life for both one day will be through. The poor man has a mansion waiting. The rich man wants to build his now. I'd like to live in one forever. I'm thankful God has shown us how. God ain't got no favorites. He loves everyone. So just receive the gift he's given, his one and only son. He's prepared a place for us. Black, white, yellow, rich or poor. So if you hear him knocking, don't hesitate. Open up the door. Gets rushed to the ER. Dies, no money, no one who cares. The rich gets put on life support. Best of doctors, surrounded by prayers. Rich or poor, it don't matter. No one wants to find themselves there. God loves the man with no one, and the one surrounded by prayer. God ain't got no favorites. He loves everyone. So just receive the gift he's given, his one and only Son. He's prepared a place for us. Black, white, yellow, rich or poor. So if you hear him knocking, don't hesitate. Open up the door. Because he ain't got no favorites. He loves everyone. So just receive the gift he's given, his one and only Son. He's prepared a place for us. Black, white, yellow, rich or poor. So if you hear him knocking, don't hesitate. Open up the door. Thank you very much. I just recently had my oldest son turn 50 years old. So we were he took me out for dinner for Father's Day for lunch, and I had to give him a hard time about that. So when the waitress came up, I said, "Do you have a senior discount?" She thought I was asking for myself. And I said, "He's turned 50. Does he qualify?" Because, you know, AARP, when you turn 50, you start getting all your mail and stuff. So he didn't like that too much, but neither did I, though, being the father of a 50-year-old. But about 45 years ago, I wrote a song. We were living over here in North Knoxville. And I was coming back from a trip from being out of town, and I had two sons at the time. One came running to me, "Daddy's home." And then the other one kind of stood back, "Who the heck is this dude?" You know. So I told my wife, said, "Oh, man, we need to reconnect." So we spent the day together, and then the result was this song. It's called "World of a 5-Year-Old." There's, excuse me, wrong song. I was starting to sing a song about a 4-year-old. Let me try that again. When you got 5 kids, you got songs about all of them, you know? It was the summer of '80 in the month of July. On a Sunday night, my boy and I decided it was high time 2 of us get together. He said, Dad, I want to take some money with me. So he shook from his bank a $5.53. We started out walking and talking down Valley View Road. We hadn't gone far when my son did see a little green apple dangling from a tree. He snatched it down, it was inspected, and it passed the test. Well, the sparkle in his eye told me apples taste best when you're walking with Dad, and I sure felt blessed when he reached to me and said, Daddy, here, have a bite. Lord, let me see the world he sees. So carefree, he's happy and bold. Lord, let me see the world he sees, the world of a 5-year-old. Well, we walked on further past the junior high, rested on a grassy field, decided to try to shinny on up a tree, a challenge no one dared before. Well, we groped and we squirmed on up from the tree, and from the smile that he wore, it was clear to see what seemed simple to us, to a child means so much more. A muddy little stream filled with cans and debris soon became to us the raging sea, as we threw rock bombs at the paper cup ships below. An old man walking across the bridge told us of a little grandson of his found a turtle named Myrtle lurking in the murky water below. Lord, let me see the world he sees, so carefree, he's happy and free. Lord, let me see the world he sees, the world of a 5-year-old. Well, my son informed me of his tired feet. We both decided something good to eat, and an ice cold drink would enable us to take it home. So he dug in his pocket full of nickels and dimes and said, Here, Daddy, here's some money of mine. Maybe we can buy something to bring home to Mama and Mark. So we walked on over to the Kmart store. They don't have those anymore. Well, we looked at the toys and then we looked some more, and we almost forgot the reason we went there for. Well, we got us a drink, something to eat, walked on out of the store, out into the street, watched the sunset, singing songs, walking home in the dark. Lord, let me see the world he sees, so carefree, and he does what he's told. Lord, let me see the world he sees, the world of a 5-year-old. Thank you so much. I appreciate, Sean, you hosting and all you folks coming out here today on this hot second day of summer, I guess. It's hot up here, I know that. But anyway, I appreciate y'all listening too on 89.9 FM in the live stream. I'm going to close with a, I don't know what I wanted to close with, but I think we're going to do a Beatles song because they were real instrumental in me doing what I'm doing, and they affected the world of music in such a big way. But this is a favorite song of mine, of theirs, off a Rubber Soul album. I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had me. She showed me her room. Isn't it good? Norwegian wood. She asked me to stay, and she told me to sit anywhere. So I looked around, and I noticed there wasn't a chair. I sat on the rug, biding my time, drinking her wine. We talked until 2, and then she said, it's time for bed. She told me she worked in the morning and started to laugh. I told her I didn't, and I crawled off to sleep in the bath. And when I awoke, I was alone. This bird had flown. So I lit a fire. Isn't it good? Norwegian word. Lie, 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 lie. Thank you so much, everybody. You have a great day.